He mocked her in front of everyone, called her weak, laughed at her size. But when she stepped onto the mat, her very first move sent a black belt champion flying. What happened next, no one saw coming. Stick around, because this moment silenced the entire gym. The gym was alive with the sounds of padded feet shuffling on mats, grunts from sparring partners, and the occasional thud of someone hitting the ground harder than they intended. It was a Saturday evening, and Master Liang's dojo was packed. Students of all ranks had gathered for the monthly exhibition sparring, a chance to test their skills, earn respect, and maybe catch the attention of the Regional Martial Arts Committee. But the attention that day would soon turn towards something no one expected. James Varnes stood in the center ring, arms folded, a smug grin plastered across his face. A third-degree black belt and regional kickboxing champion, James was known as much for his skill as for his ego. He towered over most of the other students, not just in height, but in confidence. He had just finished a clean takedown of another black belt and was now basking in applause from a group of admirers near the bleachers. Then the door creaked open, and in walked someone who didn't fit the usual mold. Short, slender, with quiet steps and curious eyes. Her name was Leela Hayes. She wore a plain gray hoodie over her gi, her brown hair tied back in a modest ponytail. No one had seen her before. No one had heard of her. And because she wasn't wearing a visible belt, everyone assumed she was a beginner. James noticed her almost immediately and couldn't resist. "Hey, did someone order a yoga class?" he called out loudly, drawing laughter from a few students nearby. Leela gave a half smile and walked calmly to the registration table. "I'm here for open sparring," she said softly. The assistant instructor blinked, confused. "Are you a member of another dojo?" "I train alone," she replied. "I'm here for the challenge." James rolled his eyes. "Alone? That's cute. Well, how about I give you your first lesson?" The instructor hesitated but nodded. "All right. Next round? James versus Leela, is it?" Leela bowed respectfully and stepped onto the mat. James strutted in, already bouncing on his heels, showboating. He leaned in and whispered loudly enough for the crowd to hear. "Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll go easy. Wouldn't want to mess up that pretty face." Some laughed again. Others shifted uncomfortably. The match began. Leela didn't move. She stood still, feet grounded, hands relaxed at her sides. James circled her like a predator sizing up his prey. "Any time now," he taunted, throwing a light jab that stopped an inch from her nose. Still, she didn't flinch. Then it happened. In the blink of an eye, Leela stepped in. One movement. Smooth, calculated, devastating. Her hand flashed forward. Not a punch, but a simple palm strike to his chest. It was so fast most people didn't even register it. But James staggered back as if hit by a car. He lost his footing, stumbled, and fell flat on his back. The gym fell completely silent. James scrambled to his feet, red-faced. "Lucky hit," he growled. He lunged at her with a combination of kicks and punches. Leela ducked, weaved, stepped aside. Her movements were like water. Fluid, effortless. Every strike James threw missed by inches, and every time he missed, his frustration grew. Then she moved again. This time, she spun low, swept his legs from beneath him, and before he hit the mat, she flipped and landed a soft tap on his forehead with her index finger. It was over. James lay there stunned, winded, and humiliated. The dojo was silent for a full 3 seconds before the first clap echoed. Then another, and another, until the room erupted in applause. Leela bowed and turned to leave the mat, her expression calm and humble. But just before exiting the ring, she looked back at James. "Strength isn't measured by size or noise," she said gently. "It's measured by discipline and control." James didn't say a word. He couldn't. Master Liang, who had been watching quietly from the corner, walked over and placed a hand on Leela's shoulder. "Your form." "Tai Chi blended with Aikido," she nodded. "Impressive. Who trained you?" "My grandmother," she replied. "She was a grandmaster. She taught me not to fight, but to understand movement, intention, and flow." That day, no one forgot Leela Hayes. She walked in as a stranger and walked out a legend. Her humility was more powerful than James's bravado. Her silence had spoken louder than any trash talk. And her first move, so simple, so effective, became the stuff of local dojo lore. Outside the gym, a few younger students followed her. "Can you teach us?" one asked eagerly. She smiled. "Only if you're ready to unlearn what you think strength looks like." As she disappeared down the street, whispers turned to conversations, and conversations became admiration. James, meanwhile, sat quietly in the corner, wiping sweat from his brow, processing what had just happened. Sometimes it takes one moment, one movement, to change everything. If this story made you think twice about what true strength really means, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more powerful, real, life-inspired stories. Hit that like button and drop a in the comments if Leela's move left you speechless too. More inspiring, jaw-dropping stories coming soon. Stay tuned.